You told our sister program a while ago, yung Storycon, absent ako kanina pero you told the Storycon kanina that the President on November 24, 2024, angrily confronted the Speaker about corruption in government projects and in the budget. If you don't mind, I'd like to go a little bit into more detail. Exactly how much did the President appear to know? How much detail did the President appear to know about the goings-on as far as corruption in the House were concerned?
Okay, ganito. Okay, pinatawag kami. It was a family Sunday lunch.
Yes, sir.
When I arrived there, wala po si former Speaker Martin Romualdez. Then pinatawag siya. I think he was in Leyte at that time. Dumating siya doon and after lunch, pinapasok kami doon sa parang office ni Presidente at pag-upo namin, nagalit siya. Okay, ganito ang eksaktong sabi niya. Pag-upo namin, sabi niya, Martin, kayo ni Saldi, kinukuha niyo lahat ng pera ng executive branch. Yung mga flagship projects, kinukuha niyo yung mga pondo.
Opo.
Kaya 3 taon na ako dito, wala pa akong napapagawa dahil sobra na kayo sa Congress. At sobra ang corruption dyan sa inyo sa Congress. Yun yung eksaktong sinabi niya. At sabi niya, alam mo na wala akong natatanggap dyan.
Okay, that much is clear, sir. Now, I asked that question kasi, of course, it is appreciated that the President is calling out his own cousin as far as yung reports of corruption are concerned. On the other hand po, his critics could also say na after that November meeting, it took him 8 months before he finally blew his top and say, mahiya naman kayo. And in the meantime, the only thing that was done between that time and between that meeting and the mahiya naman kayo speech was to cut the insertions by, I don't know, 28 billion. But no charges, no investigation, and nothing at all in between. So that also raises po that question.
Hindi, di ba? Ed, sinabi ko na ang ginawa niya, right after, kasi nung meeting na yun, nangako si Speaker Martin na we will restore the flagship projects and whatever is needed in the budget, we will restore it. So ang nangyari, nung January, hindi naman na-restore, hindi natupad yon. So ang nangyari, di ba, nung hindi natupad yon, tinanggal namin si Saldico as APRO chairman.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
And then after that, right after mapasa yung budget, kasi there was no time to veto all the items, di ba sinabi ko na dati pa na pinahold niya lahat ng items na pumasok sa insertion. No?
Yes, sir.
So pinahold niya yon at kaya nga ako nasama dito sa gulunto kasi sa akin pinaaral kung ano yung mga insertions na yon, di ba? Sinabi ko na rin yan dati. And I know as of July 29, parang 80 plus billion yung hindi na ma-release out of 209 na insertion ng House of Representatives. Kasi yung mukhang kaduda-duda. Yung iba na-release yun. So meron siyang ginawa. Hindi totoo na wala siyang ginawa. Otherwise, pinalusot na yun, di ba?
Yes, sir.
So the fact na pinaaral sa akin, pinakuha yung records, unang-una, the fact na hinold. So merong ginawa.
Yes,
pero Kong, dagdagan ko lang yung sinabi ni Kong. Kasi ang dami niyang pwedeng gawin. Marami siyang options pwede niyang i-reenact. I know nobody wants that, pero if he wanted to be firm, he could have gone that way. Would you know, since magkaibigan kayo and you're related by marriage, what was the thought process there? Why decide to just sign it and you know, pa-veto-veto kung ano yung makita niya?
Kasi hindi talaga pwedeng re-enacted budget. Ang sama nung epekto nun sa ekonomiya, di ba? May remedyo naman, di ba? May remedyo naman and the remedy was done, di ba? Hindi dinabas yung mga projects na kaduda-duda. So the fact na hindi naglabas ng 84 billion, may ginawa, di ba? It was the same as vetoing it, di ba? Kung line item veto niya 84 billion na yon, hindi rin malalabas. So yung hindi niya pag-veto ng buong budget does not mean na wala siyang ginawa. Yung epekto ng pag-hold at hindi pagpayag na gastusin yung 84 billion, pareho ng epekto as if vinito niya. Ang difference lang nun, kung vinito niya, hindi na nakasulat sa budget yon. Dito, nakasulat sa budget, hindi lang ma-implement. So, hindi magagastos yung pera. So, may ginawa.
Congressman, after that November 24 meeting, sinabi niyo po na pinagalitan pa rin ni BBM si former Speaker Romualdez kahit na he was abroad, he was in Dubai, parang pinapagalitan pa rin niya via text, no? And then he even said leadership change. But what happened, Congressman, from November until the 20th Congress? Because Speaker Martin Romualdez was even re-elected as House Speaker. And what transpired or what triggered the President to finally say in his SONA, no, yung mahiya naman kayo?
Hindi, okay. Okay, November 24 yon, linggo yon. And then, November 26 yata, pumunta siya ng Dubai, no? And November 26 and November 27, nung nasa Singapore ako, kausap ko lagi si former Speaker Martin Romualdez. Sinasabi niya sa akin, bakit ba ganito si Presidente? Ano pa to? Hanggang nahandun sa Dubai, ako pa rin yung pinapagalitan. Tinetext ako. Then I think it was the Wednesday, so 24... 25, 26. Hindi ko alam kung Tuesday o Wednesday yon. So 26 o 27, Speaker Martin calls me again. Tapos sabi niya, ito galit pa rin sa akin hanggang ngayon, nakarating na ng Pilipinas, galit pa rin sa akin at tinext ako ng change of leadership. So sabi ko sa kanya, kasi naman, sobra naman talaga yung ginagawa ni Saldico na 20%. At as I said earlier doon sa isang programa ninyo, that's when I told him, pati nga ako, nakiusap ako sa isang tao malapit sa iyo kasi inisip ko hindi niya hihingan ng 20%. Sinabi lang sa akin, discounted 10%. When I told the speaker that, ang sabi niya sa akin, dapat dumiretso ka lang sa akin, which I got very disappointed, di ba? Di dapat pinatawag niya si Saldico at pinagalitan.
Well, sir, don't get us wrong. Much appreciated yung inyong role dito in stemming the hemorrhage of government fund or public funds. I think my question has more to do with yes, the president tried to shut off the faucet, but he did not cut the arm. In other words, he held on to the money para hindi mailabas, pero no investigation, no charges filed, nothing. Kumbaga, kung anong nakaraan, goodbye Philippines na po yun. That's also a question there.
Diba, kaya nga nagsalita na siya, di ba? Nagsalita na siya nung SONA, di ba? Di ba nagsalita siya?
Yes, sir. But that was 8 months later. Yes, sir. I understand, sir. But it did take a long time, and then of course we're looking at a series of events that led to the SONA that was almost a year.
Was it because of the midterm elections, Congressman?
No, it had nothing to do with hindi niya pagtanggal kay Speaker Martin? Are you referring to that, or what are you referring to?
To investigate, Congressman, itong mga
Yes, sir.
insertions.
In other words, if the president knew so much already about the corruption in Congress by both the Speaker and Zaldico, shouldn't he have done something to investigate or charge the two of them, or the rest of those who were involved as early as November or December or January or February?
Hindi, yun na nga, di ba nag-gather ng ebidensya, di ba? Kasi naririnig na natin yung 20%, no? But
Yes,
isipin mo, as of now, sino ba wala naman sa Congress nagsasalita, di ba? Ako lang.
Yes, sir.
Di ba? So, ako, hindi natuloy yung transaksyon sa akin kasi sinabi ko, hindi ko kayang sabihin dun sa district engineer. So, ang question, Ed, at hindi ko makita sino na dyan, si Sean ba, tsaka si Pauline?
Yes
Pauline.
po. Sean and Pauline.
Ang tanong kasi dyan, ang dami nagtatanong, bakit ikaw lang nagsasalita? Sabi ko, isipin nyo, yung mga natuloy yung transaksyon, magsasalita ba yung mga yun kung nakabili sila kung kinagat nila yung offer ni Saldico na 20%, do you expect them na magsalita? Siyempre hindi, di ba? Kaya
Yes, sir.
nga, nahanapan ng ebidensya yan para talagang pakulong yung dapat makulong.